What if everything you've been taught about winning conflicts is profoundly wrong? What if the true, undeniable advantage isn't found in aggressive tactics, clever comebacks, or simply out-arguing your opponent? Imagine a hidden trait, a silent power that most people completely overlook, one that allows you to navigate the most volatile situations with an uncanny calm and emerge not just unscathed, but strategically superior. Traditional responses, the ones we're conditioned to deploy, often do nothing but escalate tension, fuel resentment, and leave everyone feeling exhausted. But what if there was another way? While others are locked in a frantic, immediate exchange of pieces, you could be playing an entirely different game, seeing moves and possibilities they can't even perceive. Perhaps you recognize this feeling, the constant struggle in the workplace. That colleague who perpetually undermines your efforts in meetings, subtly stealing credit for your hard work. The passive-aggressive boss whose veiled criticisms chip away at your confidence, leaving you frustrated and powerless. Or perhaps at the project where your ideas are ignored, only to be rediscovered by someone else weeks later. You've tried to fight back, to defend yourself, to explain, only to find yourself entangled in a web of office politics that drains your energy and makes things worse. Or maybe these conflicts manifest closer to home. The recurring argument with a partner that circles endlessly, never reaching a resolution, only deeper resentment. The family dispute that saps your emotional reserves every holiday season, leaving you drained and regretful over words spoken in anger. The friend who constantly plays the victim, deflecting responsibility and subtly manipulating your empathy. You cycle through emotional exhaustion, wishing for peace without ever feeling like you're giving in. You yearn for a way to protect your inner peace without sacrificing your integrity. Even in everyday social interactions, the pressure can be immense. Feeling ambushed by unexpected criticism, struggling to articulate your viewpoint without becoming defensive, or the constant urge to react instantly to every provocation or slight. You're tired of this emotional roller coaster, tired of feeling perpetually drained, and ready for a different path, a path that offers genuine control, clarity, and an unshakable inner strength. This isn't some fleeting new age trend or a superficial trick. This is a profound principle, understood and applied by some of history's most effective strategists and thinkers. From the ancient battlefields of China to the philosophical meditations of Roman emperors, a secret thread connects those who truly mastered conflict and navigated life's complexities with unparalleled wisdom. They understood the power of what we call the void. This isn't about emptiness or inaction in the conventional sense. It's about cultivating a specific state of mind, an inner sanctuary that grants unparalleled clarity and a strategic advantage that feels almost unfair. It's the ability to occupy a space others cannot comprehend, a space where their attacks lose their potency and their strategies unravel before they even begin. If you're ready to stop reacting and start orchestrating, to transform conflict from a draining battle into a strategic dance of influence and insight, then type, "I choose stillness" in the comments right now. This is your first deliberate step into unlocking the secret of the void. Mastering the void, this hidden trait, involves cultivating several interconnected principles. Each one offers a distinct facet of this silent power, a unique lens through which to perceive and navigate the complexities of conflict. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are actionable strategies designed to give you an unfair advantage. Principle 1. The still point of the turning world. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This first principle is the bedrock of the void, cultivating an unshakable inner calm that remains undisturbed by any external chaos. It's about building a quiet observation deck within yourself, a sanctuary where the storms of life can rage without ever touching your core. When chaos erupts, when emotions flare, most people react with immediate anger, defensiveness, or by raising their voice, inadvertently escalating the conflict. They become a part of the storm. But you, armed with the still point, will remain silent, breathing deeply, observing their emotional state without internalizing it. Your internal stillness allows you to process information, to see the true nature of the confrontation, without being swept away by the current of raw emotion. Imagine being the eye of a hurricane. The world outside spins in a furious tempest, but you remain perfectly calm, centered, seeing everything with chilling clarity and control. This inner peace is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength. Principle 2. The art of strategic non-reaction. To a mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Lao Tzu. This principle is not about passivity or avoidance. It's about the deliberate, calculated choice of when and how to respond. It is the profound power of the pause, a deliberate vacuum that allows your opponent's energy to dissipate, their true intentions to surface, or their momentum to be used against them. Consider a common scenario. A colleague sends you a critical, perhaps accusatory, email. The immediate, almost automatic impulse for most is to fire back an equally defensive or aggressive email, escalating a digital skirmish into an all-out war. But you, employing the art of strategic non-reaction, will acknowledge receipt, then deliberately step away. You take time. You analyze the email, consider their motivations, and only then, once clarity is achieved, do you formulate a calm, factual, and strategic response. Or perhaps you decide that no response, for now, is the most powerful response of all. Like a martial artist who subtly shifts their weight, using an opponent's momentum against them, you allow their aggressive energy to pass through you rather than meeting it head-on and creating a collision. You disarm them by simply refusing to engage on their terms. Principle 3. Observational superiority. Know your enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be defeated. Sun Tzu. From the detached vantage point of the void, you gain a perspective that transcends the immediate fray. This allows you to see beyond the surface-level aggression or the words being spoken. You begin to perceive the underlying dynamics, the hidden fears, the true objectives of those you interact with. This isn't just observation, it's foresight. Think about a friend who constantly complains, subtly blaming you or others for their problems, draining your energy with negativity. Most people would get defensive, offer unsolicited solutions that are inevitably ignored, or become frustrated by the endless cycle. But you, cultivating observational superiority, will observe their patterns. You'll identify their underlying insecurity, their desperate need for validation, or perhaps their manipulative tendencies. You then respond not to the superficial complaint, but to the deeper, unseen need, where you calmly set a boundary if their behavior is toxic. This is where you stop being a pawn in their game and start seeing the entire chessboard, anticipating moves before they are made. If you're ready to see beyond the surface, type "I see clearly" in the comments. Principle 4. The unseen advantage. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Niccolò Machiavelli understood not as literal advice for proximity, but for strategic understanding. In every conflict, people operate with a script in mind. They expect a certain reaction from you. By deliberately not providing that expected reaction, you disrupt their script, creating confusion, uncertainty, and a powerful opening for you to dictate the terms. Your non-reaction itself becomes a potent weapon. Imagine someone attempting to provoke you publicly, perhaps with a snide remark or a thinly veiled insult at a party or a work gathering. Most people would immediately get visibly upset, retaliate with an insult of their own, or try desperately to justify themselves. But you, leveraging the unseen advantage, meet their provocation with a calm, almost indifferent smile, a simple non-committal phrase, or even a complete lack of acknowledgement. This disarms them entirely. Their attempt to destabilize you falls flat, making them appear foolish for their failed provocation, while you remain poised and in control. You become the ghost in the machine, moving without being seen, influencing without being perceived, leaving your adversaries wondering what just happened. Principle 5. Cultivating the inner fortress. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. The void is not merely about external strategy. It is fundamentally about building an internal resistance, an impenetrable shield against emotional attacks. Your sense of self-worth, your inner peace, and your core values become an unbreachable fortress that external negativity simply cannot penetrate. Consider the sting of harsh, unfair criticism, whether from a boss during a performance review or a family member during a tense holiday dinner. The typical reaction is to take it personally, to feel hurt, to doubt your capabilities, or to harbor resentment. But you, having cultivated your inner fortress, mentally separate the criticism from your inherent self-worth. You evaluate the feedback objectively, discerning any kernel of truth that might be useful for growth, while discarding the emotional venom and maintaining your inner composure. Your fortress stands firm, your peace is non-negotiable, and your integrity remains intact. Principle 6. The echo of emptiness. Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu. Sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all, or a response that is primarily composed of listening. Allowing silence to hang in the air, to stretch uncomfortably, can force the other party to reveal more than they intended. They will often rush to fill the void, exposing their own thoughts, anxieties, weaknesses, or true bottom line. Picture yourself in a negotiation where the other party is making unreasonable demands. Most people, when faced with such an ultimatum, immediately jump to counter-offers, argue every single point, or desperately try to justify their position, often giving away far too much information and revealing their own weaknesses in the process. They rush to fill the silence, fearing that a pause signals weakness or indecision. But you, having mastered the echo of emptiness, will do something entirely different. You listen intently, allowing them to fully articulate their demands, their reasoning, and their emotional state without interruption. You absorb it all. Then, instead of an immediate retort, you let a strategic silence settle. This pause, this deliberate void, stretches out and often makes the other party profoundly uncomfortable. They feel compelled to fill it, to elaborate on their position, to soften their stance, or even, inadvertently, to reveal their true bottom line, their hidden anxieties, or their desperation to close the deal. You're not being unresponsive. You're being strategically unpredictable. You allow their own momentum and discomfort to expose their hand. It's like observing a child who, when left alone with their thoughts, begins to reveal secrets they intended to keep. You become a deep well, inviting others to pour out their thoughts, their fears, their demands, revealing the true depth of their intentions and their underlying motivations. If you are ready to truly master the profound power of strategic silence, to use it not as an absence of sound but as a potent tool of influence, then type, "I listen, I learn" in the comments right now. This simple act of commitment will deepen your understanding of the void and prepare you for the next level of mastery. Now, with your inner calm established, your non-reaction refined, your observation sharpened, your expectations managed, your inner fortress built, and your silence weaponized, you are ready for the ultimate expression of the void, the orchestrator's mindset. Principle 7. The orchestrator's mindset. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Sun Tzu. This final principle takes you beyond merely reacting to conflicts and instead empowers you to subtly influence situations before they even escalate. It's about setting the stage rather than just performing on it. You move from being a mere player in the game to being the director of the entire drama. This isn't about predicting the future with perfect accuracy, but about understanding the probabilities, anticipating human nature, and proactively shaping the environment to your advantage. It's about creating a reality where conflict is either averted entirely or, if unavoidable, fought on your terms. Think about the classic scenario of anticipating a difficult conversation with a family member known for their confrontational style, perhaps during a holiday gathering like Thanksgiving or Christmas. For most people, the mere thought of this interaction fills them with dread. They go into it completely unprepared, hoping to avoid stepping on any emotional landmines, or they try to avoid the conversation altogether until the inevitable explosion occurs, leaving everyone feeling emotionally bruised and exhausted. They are tossed about by the waves of emotion and historical grievances, reacting to every jab and accusation. But you, armed with the orchestrator's mindset, approach this situation with a different strategy entirely. You proactively choose the time and place for the discussion, perhaps opting for a neutral environment or a moment when emotions are less charged. You frame the conversation calmly and clearly, perhaps starting with a shared goal or a statement of empathy, rather than diving headfirst into contentious issues. You prepare your points not as accusations or defenses, but as observations, delivered with detachment and a focus on solutions. You understand that by setting the tone and the parameters, you are guiding the interaction rather than being dragged by it. You are subtly influencing the narrative before a single word of conflict is even spoken. This is the essence of proactive influence. You don't just wait for the storm. You redirect its path. You are no longer just a piece on the board. You are the invisible hand that moves the pieces, subtly shaping the game, influencing the outcome long before anyone else even realizes the game has begun. You don't just win battles. You prevent them from ever needing to be fought, or you ensure victory before the first shot is fired, simply by orchestrating the conditions. This mindset transforms you from a victim of circumstance into an architect of outcomes, giving you an unfair advantage in every interaction. This mindset transforms you from a victim of circumstance into an architect of outcomes, giving you an unfair advantage in every interaction. Now, before we go any further, it's absolutely critical that we address the true nature of this power you've just uncovered. This profound understanding of the void, this hidden trait you're now beginning to cultivate, is not a license for manipulation. It is not a tool for cruelty or for the destruction of others. Far from it. This knowledge is, in its purest form, a shield. It is an instrument for your protection, designed for the de-escalation of unnecessary conflicts, for ethical influence that benefits all parties, and, most importantly, for preserving your own peace, your integrity, and your mental well-being. This empowers you to navigate the world's inherent complexities, its inevitable challenges, and its often turbulent interactions with wisdom, clarity, and an unwavering sense of self, rather than with malice or a desire for dominance for its own sake. It's about elevating yourself, not tearing others down. It's about building resilience, not exploiting vulnerability. Remember, true power isn't found in controlling others, but in mastering yourself and your responses to the world around you. You've journeyed through the 7 principles of the void, from finding your still point amidst the chaos, to mastering the art of strategic non-reaction, cultivating observational superiority, leveraging the unseen advantage, building your inner fortress, harnessing the echo of emptiness, and finally, embracing the orchestrator's mindset. This isn't some mystical, unattainable magic. It is a deeply cultivated state of mind, accessible to anyone willing to put in the work. It is a synthesis of stillness, strategic detachment, and profound, almost clairvoyant observation. It's the ultimate upgrade to your internal operating system. For too long, you might have felt like a leaf tossed about by the winds of conflict, reacting to every gust, every sudden change in direction. You've been caught in the endless cycle of reactive conflict, perhaps feeling drained, defeated, or perpetually on the defensive. You've allowed external circumstances and the emotional volatility of others to dictate your inner state, leaving you exhausted and far from the intentional, powerful individual you aspire to be. But now you stand at crossroads. The information you've just absorbed isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for transformation. You have a choice, a profound decision to make that will redefine how you engage with every challenge, every disagreement, every interaction from this moment forward. You can choose to remain trapped in that cycle, continuing to react predictably, feeling the familiar sting of frustration and the drain of emotional battles. Or you can choose a different path. You can choose to embrace this hidden trait, to consciously cultivate the void within you, and to become the calm, strategic force that not only withstands every challenge, but transforms it. You can learn to see conflict not as a battle to be won through brute force, but as an intricate dance, an opportunity for growth, for mastery, and for demonstrating an unparalleled level of composure and influence. The choice is stark, and it is entirely yours. Will you continue to be tossed by the waves, a mere victim of circumstance, feeling the spray and the pull of every tide? Or will you become the unmoving rock, the steadfast beacon upon which the most ferocious waves break and dissipate, leaving you unshaken, unyielding, and absolutely in control of your own destiny? This is the moment to decide. This is the moment to claim your power. If this deep dive into the secret of the void has resonated with you, if it has sparked a realization, or if it has simply given you a fresh perspective on how to navigate the intricate landscape of human interaction, then please take a moment to give this video a like. Your engagement helps us reach more individuals who are ready to stop reacting and start orchestrating their lives with intention and power. And if you're hungry for more insights into mastering your inner world, cultivating unshakable confidence, and transforming your outer conflicts into strategic advantages, then subscribe to this channel right now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Finally, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, which of these 7 principles of the void, the still point, strategic non-reaction, observational superiority, the unseen advantage, the inner fortress, the echo of emptiness, or the orchestrator's mindset, are you most excited to integrate into your life and why? Let's start a powerful conversation about what true, quiet strength looks like in the modern world. And as we engage in this vital dialogue, remember that the true power of the void isn't merely in understanding these principles. It's in their relentless, consistent application. This isn't a one-time revelation, a quick fix you apply to a single conflict. No, this is a profound journey of self-mastery, a lifelong commitment to refining your internal landscape and transforming your external interactions. Each moment of stillness, every strategic pause, every instance of detached observation builds upon the last, weaving an intricate tapestry of wisdom that becomes an intrinsic part of who you are. Consider the cumulative effect. Imagine a world where you no longer flinch at criticism, where accusations bounce off an unyielding inner core, leaving your peace undisturbed. Picture yourself navigating complex corporate politics, not with anxious anticipation, but with the cool, calculated detachment of a grandmaster surveying the board. Envision your personal relationships, not as battlegrounds of emotional volatility, but as spaces for genuine connection, where you can listen, understand, and influence without ever losing your center. This isn't a fantasy. It's the inevitable outcome of embracing the void. This path, however, demands courage. It requires the courage to resist the primal urge to react instantly, to stand firm in silence when every fiber of your being screams for a retort. It calls for the bravery to observe your own emotions, your own triggers, your own vulnerabilities, without judgment, turning them into data points rather than dictators of your behavior. It's a journey of profound self-discovery, revealing not just the flaws you wish to overcome, but the immense, untapped reservoir of strength that lies dormant within you. The void is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming the master of your emotions. It's not about avoiding conflict. It's about choosing your battles wisely and fighting them on your terms. It's not about being indifferent to others. It's about understanding them so deeply that their attempts to destabilize you become transparent, their motivations clear. This elevated state of awareness allows you to respond with precision, with empathy where it's warranted, and with an unyielding boundary where your integrity demands it. Think of it as developing an internal compass, one that always points true north, regardless of how turbulent the external storms become. This compass is calibrated by your principles, by your unwavering commitment to your own peace and purpose. It enables you to make decisions not from a place of fear or anger, but from a position of clarity and strategic intent. You become less susceptible to external pressures, less swayed by the opinions of others, and more aligned with your authentic self. This is true freedom. This mastery will manifest in subtle yet powerful ways. You'll notice people starting to treat you differently. The provocateurs will find less joy in attempting to bait you, as their efforts yield no satisfying reaction. The manipulators will find their tactics ineffective, as you see through their machinations with unblinking clarity. Your voice, when you choose to speak, will carry more weight, not because it's louder, but because it's grounded in thought, intention, and an unshakable presence. You will command respect, not through aggression, but through an undeniable aura of quiet competence. This isn't about becoming a dark individual, cloaked in mystery and cold calculation. It's about becoming a truly powerful individual, one whose strength is so deeply ingrained that it doesn't need to be overtly displayed. It's the kind of power that inspires confidence in your allies and instills a healthy caution in your adversaries. It's the power of the unmovable object, the unshakable force that understands the dynamics of influence and human psychology at a fundamental level. The path ahead is not always easy. There will be moments when the old urges to react, to defend, to retaliate will resurface. There will be times when the silence feels uncomfortable, when the temptation to fill the void is overwhelming. But it is in these very moments of challenge that your true growth occurs. Each time you choose stillness over reaction, observation over judgment, strategic pause over impulsive retort, you reinforce the neural pathways of mastery. You strengthen your inner fortress, making it even more impenetrable. This is your invitation to step into a new paradigm of existence. An existence where conflict is not something to be feared or avoided, but an arena for demonstrating your profound self-control and strategic acumen. An existence where you're not defined by the chaos around you, but by the stillness within. This is the promise of the void, a life lived with intentionality, with purpose, and with an unfair advantage in every interaction, simply because you chose to play a different game. The game of mastery. This profound revelation, this journey into the hidden trait of the void, carries with it immense power. It is absolutely crucial to understand that this power is not designed for manipulation, for cruelty, or for the destruction of others. Quite the opposite. This knowledge serves as an unshakable shield, a potent tool for self-protection, for the judicious de-escalation of unnecessary conflicts, and for exercising an ethical influence that seeks mutual understanding and beneficial outcomes. More than anything, it is for safeguarding your own peace, your integrity, and your mental fortitude. It empowers you to navigate the complex, often challenging currents of the modern world with wisdom and clarity, rather than being driven by malice or an insatiable hunger for dominance. True power, the kind that endures and elevates, is found not in controlling external forces, but in the profound mastery of yourself and your responses to the world around you. You have now walked through the 7 profound principles of the void, from discovering your still point amidst life's relentless storms, to refining the art of strategic non-reaction, cultivating observational superiority, leveraging the unseen advantage, forging your impenetrable inner fortress, mastering the subtle echo of emptiness, and finally, embracing the proactive orchestrator's mindset. This isn't some esoteric, mystical ability reserved for a chosen few. This is a deeply cultivated state of mind, an accessible path for anyone committed to the journey of self-mastery. It is a powerful synthesis of inner stillness, strategic detachment, and a profound, almost prophetic observation of human dynamics. It represents the ultimate upgrade to your internal operating system, transforming you from a reactive participant into an intentional architect of your life. For too long, you may have felt like a small boat, buffeted by the unpredictable waves of conflict, constantly reacting to every gust and every sudden shift in the tide. You've been caught in an exhausting cycle of emotional battles, feeling drained, defeated, or perpetually on the defensive. You've allowed external circumstances and the emotional volatility of others to dictate your inner state, leaving you far from the powerful, intentional individual you aspire to be. But now, you stand on the precipice of a monumental shift. The insights you've gained are not mere theories. They are a meticulously crafted blueprint for profound transformation. You are faced with a choice, a pivotal decision that will redefine how you engage with every challenge, every disagreement, every interaction moving forward. You can choose the familiar path, remaining trapped in that reactive cycle, continuing to feel the sting of frustration and the draining weight of emotional skirmishes. Or you can choose a different destiny. You can choose to fully embrace this hidden trait, to consciously cultivate the void within you, and to become the calm, strategic force that not only withstands every challenge, but transforms it into an opportunity for growth, for mastery, and for demonstrating an unparalleled level of composure and influence. The choice is stark, and it belongs entirely to you. Will you continue to be tossed helplessly by the waves, a mere victim of circumstance, feeling the chilling spray and the relentless pull of every tide? Or will you become the unmoving rock, the steadfast beacon upon which the most ferocious waves break and dissipate, leaving you unshaken, unyielding, and absolutely in command of your own destiny? This is the moment to decide. This is the moment to claim your true power. If this deep dive into the secret of the void has resonated with you, if it has ignited a spark of recognition, or if it has simply provided a fresh, powerful perspective on navigating the intricate landscape of human interaction, then please take a moment right now to give this video a like. Your engagement helps us reach more individuals across America and beyond who are ready to stop merely reacting and start orchestrating their lives with intention and undeniable power. And if you're hungry for more profound insights into mastering your inner world, cultivating unshakable confidence, and transforming your outer conflicts into strategic advantages, then subscribe to this channel right now. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the principles of true personal power. Finally, I want to hear directly from you. In the comments section below, tell me, which of these 7 principles of the void, the still point, strategic non-reaction, observational superiority, the unseen advantage, the inner fortress, the echo of emptiness, or the orchestrator's mindset, are you most excited to integrate into your life and why? Let's ignite a powerful conversation about what true, quiet strength looks like in a modern world, a strength that defines the game of mastery.